Title: My wife showed up after 6 days missing. She smirked. Be grateful I even came home. I enjoyed my stay with my lover, I said. Thanks, but you don't live here anymore, and handed her a yellow envelope. She stood in the doorway like a ghost that had learned to smirk. 6 days gone. 6 nights of silence. Then she appeared, hair tousled, skin flushed like she'd returned from paradise. She dropped her suitcase with a soft thud, looked me straight in the eye, and said, "Be grateful I even came home. I enjoyed my stay with my lover." I didn't flinch. I just looked at her. Really looked. The way you stare at a painting you once loved, but now see for what it truly is, a forgery. Then I reached for the yellow envelope on the counter. "Thanks," I said calmly, "but you don't live here anymore." When I handed it to her, her face shifted, not immediately, but slowly, like the shadow of truth catching up to arrogance. She tore it open, and as she read, her smirk died. That was the first silence she'd given me in a long time. 6 years of marriage. I'd built her a home brick by brick, not just walls, but trust, laughter, habits, the kind of life that makes you believe you've found safety. We weren't perfect, but I believed we were solid. I was wrong. Looking back now, the signs were there. The late meetings, the secretive texts, the sudden obsession with space. But betrayal doesn't shout, it whispers, softly enough that love mistakes it for wind. The night it broke me was ordinary. She'd left her phone on the table, unlocked, glowing. A message preview lit up. "I miss last night already. He'll never know." I remember my hand shaking, not from anger, but from disbelief. I scrolled, read, and read again until every word carved its mark inside me. The man's name, Dylan, her coworker, the same one she told me was just a friend. I didn't confront her, not then. I smiled that night, kissed her goodnight, then lay awake beside her, staring at the ceiling, listening to her sleep like nothing had changed. That's when the shift began, from husband to hunter. The next morning I started documenting. I cloned her phone to mine. Every message she sent, every photo she received, every lie. I watched it unfold like a slow, poisonous film. Over the next 2 months, I built my case. I wasn't just collecting evidence, I was building a trap, one she wouldn't see coming until it was too late. While she thought I was working late, I met with a lawyer. Quiet, professional, expensive, worth every cent. I restructured our finances, transferred property titles, moved savings into a separate account. Everything that was ours became legally mine. Then came the cameras, hidden ones. I didn't want just words, I wanted images. Proof that would silence her once and for all. And I got them. One night while I was out of town, Dylan came over. They laughed in my kitchen, drank my wine, used my bedroom. I watched through a lens, detached, almost analytical. Pain had burned itself out by then. All that remained was precision. I let them have their night. Then I let them have their freedom, or so they thought. 6 days later, she vanished. Told her sister she needed a break. She turned off her phone, posted nothing. I didn't chase her, I simply waited. While she was gone, I executed the final phase. My lawyer filed for divorce, complete with infidelity evidence. Our joint assets frozen, her access revoked. I canceled her cards, changed the locks, contacted Dylan's wife, yes, he was married too, and handed her a USB. No commentary, just truth. By the 5th day, both their lives were unraveling in parallel. His wife threw him out. His company suspended him. Her dream job gone overnight. By day 6, I knew she'd come crawling back. Not out of love, but necessity. Betrayal is bold until it runs out of places to hide. And now here she was, standing in my doorway, still clinging to pride like a drowning woman clutching air. The yellow envelope contained her own confession, neatly printed from her phone, screenshots, videos, bank withdrawals, all time-stamped. Attached was a copy of the divorce filing. The look in her eyes when she saw the legal seal, that was my closure. She looked up, trembling. You were watching me?" I smiled. "No, I was watching the truth." Her voice cracked. You can't do this. We can fix it. Please, I fix?" I stepped closer, calm as ever. "You broke something you didn't value. I just decided not to stand in the wreckage." Tears welled, real ones this time. It's strange how guilt finally looks human when it's cornered. She tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. "You should go," I said quietly. "The car outside is from the movers. They'll take you wherever you need to go." She hesitated, searching for the version of me she used to control. But that man was gone, replaced by someone who learned that silence is the loudest revenge. She left without another word. When the door closed, I exhaled. Not in relief, in release. The kind that comes when you realize the war is over and you've won without raising your voice. I poured myself a drink, sat on the couch, and stared at the quiet room. For the first time, it actually felt like mine. Her perfume still lingered in the air, faint, fading. I let it. Some ghosts deserve to take their time leaving. Later that night, I opened the folder one last time. The evidence. The lies, the love that died long before I buried it. Then I deleted it all. Not out of forgiveness, out of completion. Because revenge isn't about destruction, it's about reclaiming control, about walking through the fire without flinching, knowing the ashes left behind are proof you survived. She called once, weeks later. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Her voice message said, "You ruined me." I almost laughed. No, I thought, you ruined us. I just wrote the ending. I've learned that justice doesn't always come in courtrooms or confessions. Sometimes it comes sealed in a yellow envelope, handed back to the one who taught you how betrayal feels. And when she opened it and her face went white, that was the moment I got my life back. Not with rage, not with violence, just with truth and silence. That was enough.